Guess what time it is, everybody? It is tea time, and welcome you guys to my review and finale of The Last of Us Season 1. This review right here will be about the final episode, which is episode 9. Look Towards the Light, I believe was the title of it. And then my overall thoughts and opinion of the whole season in general. The final episode I enjoyed, but like I believe I said in like episode 8 or 7, it was rushed. In my opinion, it was rushed. I feel like there was so much more that could have been done with that episode. Like there was one part of the episode where I felt like why they didn't add that into it, and I kind of am upset that they didn't. But I know this episode and this season has been over with for like a week or two, so I'm gonna just go right into the whole thing. I'm not gonna say like, oh, here's the spoiler section. No, this episode has been out for a while. This season's been ended for a while. I apologize that I haven't gotten to it sooner. I've been doing a whole lot of stuff. You've been on my channel. You've been seeing what I've been doing. So I'm gonna just go right into everything. So first off, I want to give a round of applause to Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey on their performance as Ellie and Joel. Like they are really, they did that. I really enjoy seeing them both play these characters from the game to the live action to everything, basically connecting the same from both. I really enjoyed it. The other actresses and actors that was in there, the guy that played Bill, Frank, Marlene, um, um, what was Joe's daughter, Ellie's best friend and girlfriend at the time. Like they all did great. I really enjoyed them, man. Like I look forward to especially the young cast. Like I mean, of course, when they do season 2, Bella's gonna be Ellie again, but the other actresses, the younger actresses, the one that played Joel's daughter, and the one that played Riley, yeah, the young lady that played Riley. I look forward to seeing them in like other TV shows or movies because like they're good. They were really good. But yeah. So the episode, I'm not gonna say it takes place, but like Joe basically finally, I guess you could say, completes his mission. He gets Ellie to the Fireflies. But what I don't like is how they did things before that, because there was a part in the game where they had like another life or death situation. Like they was trying to get around infected. And let me get to that. Like this, for this being the last episode, there was no infected, none at all. And I didn't like that because like throughout the game, you're basically fighting, hiding, running, surviving against infected. I'm not saying that this last episode had to have like about Joel and Ellie fight 10 to 20 infected. Like no, like give it a little. It's almost like like how in The Walking Dead it went from the main threat was the zombies to like season after season 5 or 6 is now is like the real threat is humankind. And I get that because after a while, I really feel like in the real world, after a while, if the world did go to shit, the first main threat would be like, hey, how are we going to survive against the zombies? After a while, now how are we going to survive against each other? But it's not the same here because if they're doing everything based off the game and doing it play by the game, at least have like some kind of not zombie infected problems, but it wasn't in this whole episode. It wasn't. It was no infected nowhere. But yeah, like before Joel got to the Fireflies with Ellie, it was a part where in the game that they had to sneak past infected or shoot their way through infected to get to the hospital where the Fireflies are at. But they end up getting taken away by this current of water, like this river, and Ellie can't swim, so Joel had to go and get her, save her before she drowned and everything. And when he did, that's when the Fireflies came, asked him, put his hands up, they knocked him out, took him to the hospital. So up to the point of them knocking Joel out, that does happen in the episode. They tear gas Joel and Ellie, take him away, knock Joel out. He wakes up in the hospital. But I feel like it didn't even have to be that long. Maybe like 5 minutes of them trying to like survive and get through that last obstacle for them to get to the hospital. But he wakes up, he sees Marlene. Marlene tells him like, "Yeah, you're fine. We have Ellie. We'll prep her for surgery." He's like, "Surgery? What the hell you mean surgery?" He was like, they was like, Marlene said, so basically the thing that's keeping her alive is like connected to her brain or something like that, and when they take it out, she's basically going to die. And Joe's like, "What the fuck? No, because at this point, Joe, he's in dad mode, like full dad mode. He's protecting her, and he doesn't want to lose her and all that stuff. But Marlene's not having it. She was like, "Nope, you did your job. You completed the mission. Get this guy out of here. Tries anything, shoot him." And I feel like, I mean, I felt this way in the game too, but I feel like because they probably already knew there was going to be like a part two, or they was planning a part two for the game, that's why it went down this road. Because I feel like if they wasn't going to do a part two, why not have Ellie decide how she wants things to go? Is she going to want to be like, "Yeah, kill me, save humankind," or hell no, fuck that, and then have a fucking big shootout type shit? But I feel like that she would have said, "Yeah, kill me anyway," because this whole episode, she's already committed. She's like, "We gotta do this, Joel. There's no going back. After everything we've done, after everybody we lost, after all the shit we've been through, we gotta do this to save the world," type shit. You feel me? So it would have went that way anyway. So as they're taking Joe out, this is where he turns badass mode, kills the guards as they're scoring him, takes their guns, and he's just going to the hospital. Like, this nigga's aimed on 100 this episode. Like, he's taking their ass out. He gets to the room where they have Ellie sedated because she's knocked out, and one of the doctors tries to stop him, and Joe ends up killing the doctor. Now, for my people who have not played the game, or well, if you even played the game, if you have not played part two, that person that Joe killed is very important to the season two that's gonna happen when they release it. So just remember that. So he kills the dude, picks up Ellie, takes her to the garage level where the cars are at, and Marlene's there. And I feel like Marlene should just take Ellie, kill him. But because I guess she has like some kind of quote unquote respect and some type of friendship with Joe, she tried to plead with him. She was like, "Look, don't have to do this. You take her away, and what's that leave everybody else in the world? You sacrifice one person's life for a, 1,000, basically." And at this point, Joe's like, "I don't care." Pa, he shoots Marlene. Then he puts Ellie in the car and shoots her in the head again. Because at first she was like, "Just let me live." He was like, "Nah, you'll just come after her." Pa, shoots her. So, with that doctor that I mentioned, and with this scene right here, I wonder what you guys think, because in my mind, before I even played the part two game, in my mind I'm thinking like, holy shit, what's gonna happen now? Because you could tell they're setting it up for like a part two. That's what I'm thinking. Also, I'm like, so I wonder how is this gonna play into effect? Like, I don't know if he made the right decision or not. Like, I wonder how it's going to affect everything. I want to know what you guys think about that also. Like, in Joe killing Marlene, taking Ellie away, and not giving no cure, how do you guys think that? Have never played part two. How you guys think that's going to turn out? But Ellie wakes up in the back of the car, and she's asking Joe what happened. Joe's telling her like, "Oh yeah, so turns out there's more people like you that are immune, and they couldn't get no cure out of them. So I just took you home, basically." And you could tell Ellie's upset, but at the same time, you can see on her face that she's like, that doesn't make sense. So on their way back to where Tommy lives, Ellie decides to stop him. She was like, "Joe, I need you to be honest with me. Like, swear to me that everything you told me that just happened is true." And he's like, "I swear." And then you can still see on her face that she doesn't believe him, but she's like, right here, he's like, "I swear." And she's like, okay, because she trusts Joe. And it pans to black, and that's the end of the episode and the season. And once again, when I saw that in the game, how it ended, I'm just like, what? What the fuck happened? Like, come on, bro. Come on. But answers will answer in part two. But look, just off of that, like, look, even me talking about it, like, summing it up like that, it was only like really like me summing it up right now is like what? 10 minutes. The episode felt really short, really rushed. It was just a lot of stuff that I feel like could have been added into that. Oh, well, I'm also remembering, this is one thing I do like about the episode. They added in Ellie's origin, her mother. And I did not know that the actress that was playing Ellie's mother. I think her name was Ashley something. I can't remember her last name. I'm sorry about that. She was a voice actor for Ellie in the video game. I did not know that, and that was nice. That was cool to see. That really was cool to see. So basically, in the very beginning, we get to see like how Ellie was born. Her mother was on the run, running away from infected. Got cornered into the house. One of the infected bit her, but she ended up killing the affected before it could do any more damage. So then Marlene and her group found Ellie's mother in the house, and she sees that Ellie is born, and she's also not infected, but her mom's infected. Like her mom cut the umbilical cord before any of the infection can get to Ellie. But I feel like it still got to Ellie, but not a lot, and that's why she's immune. You feel me? So I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how genetics and all that stuff work. They was explaining it, but me watching it, I'm just like, I don't understand none of that. But somehow, people can be born and not infected. Somehow, basically. And like I said, I have no idea how that even works. So there's that. But Marlene had to end up killing Ellie's mom because if she didn't, she would have turned and came after them. And they was best friends or just friends in general, grow up together, whatever. And that shit was tough. Like damn. Like I still think sometimes, like if that was me in that situation, shit, I would say, man, let me turn first and then shoot me in the head. You feel me? Like, so I remember in one movie, I think it was Left for Dead, the movie, I think it was, and one dude he gets infected, but his daughter didn't want to kill him while he was still alive, so they tied him to a chair and everything, and they just waited for him to turn, and then killed him. Shit. So yeah. But overall, I'm gonna give the episode, in my opinion, I'm going to give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It was still a good episode. I really enjoyed it. But only reason for a 7 because I felt like it was rushed. It was really no real danger from beginning to end besides the danger that Joel made for himself trying to save Ellie. They cut out like a good part that could have really been good adaptation into the episode. And yeah, that's pretty much just those three things that makes me give it a 7. Now, with that being said, I made me like a little list of some of the things throughout the whole season that I either liked it or I didn't like, and these are my reasons why I'm gonna give the whole season in general a 8. Whole season in general, I'm giving it a 8 out of 10 because overall, this was still one of the best video game adaptation TV shows ever. One of the best. Definitely one of the best. So, first thing, I got 10 of them. I'm going to go through them quick, just to do it. So, I'm going to start, number 10, I'm going to start with Joe's journey. His journey is like more in depth because in the video game, he's really just doing this for tests. I mean, later on in the game, you feel like he more stuff changed with him about his daughter and Ellie. But this whole thing, Tess's death started this whole thing. But as you continue to watch the episode, that moment he had with Tommy, breaking down, telling Tommy like, I'm old, I don't know if I keep doing this, I'm going to get her killed, I can't let that happen again, I don't want to go that way. We actually get to see more of Joe's personality, what he thinks and how he feels about certain things. And that one episode right there really made it feel like, okay, this is more than just for Tess. This is about him also, in my opinion, right? Number 9, the disease time. So they did the disease time like it started in like 2003, and then it's at 20 years later it's 2023. I like that in my opinion because it's like, damn, what if that like how that shit was? That's how it will be right now because 2023. I like when TV shows and movies do that. I really do like that. Now, Ellie's quest in the mall. This is one that I did not like. The episode overall I enjoyed. I very did. But I did not like that they did not really like have Ellie in the mall trying to find supplies and stuff for Joel. When they did that in DLC, Left Behind, you had to use Ellie to go through the mall to find supplies to stitch up Joel and give him like antibiotics and everything. But they didn't have that in the episode. They just had the mall section where it was just Ellie and Riley, the backstory about how everything happened with them. Like I said, good episode, but I would have liked it. At least we got a little something with Ellie trying to be in the mall, that. Next, Tommy is a father. I liked it that they made him more than just a husband, but now he's a father too. That adds more weight and reasoning why he should not go and take Ellie from Joel, because it's like, yeah, that's his brother. Yeah, he wants to help. Yeah, if the cure could save thousands, but it's a high risk. It's a suicide mission that if he comes back or not. And now he has a wife, he has a town, he has a son or a baby that's basically about to be born. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of tough. I liked it how they added that in there. Now, next, like my other one was Joel saving Ellie in the water. Like I said for episode 9, I feel like they should have added that. That would have been a good extra into the episode, which is why I feel like, damn, it should have been 10 episodes instead of 9. That's how I feel it. Like that little section of them in the water, they could have extended. They could have still added Ellie's mother in the beginning. Then Joel's journey with Ellie when it's about to come to a close. Then the water section, they could have ended it with Joel and Ellie getting out the water and the fireflies taking them out. Well, not taking them out, but like knocking them out, taking them to the hospital. I feel like they could have did that. That would have made that probably would have made episode 9 to me probably. It probably still would have been an 8. No, it still would have been a 7 probably, depending on like how they did it. But I would have liked that part. Tessa's death. I still feel like it was rushed, but I do like the little turn they did with it. Cause in the video game she died from the I think it was Fedra coming to kill them, and she died by them. But in the TV show, it was like a slow but quick death in a way. And then we learn kind of more about how the disease is spread and how they do it. Because when the infected came at Tess, she stood there, not trying to run, none like that. So the infected didn't attack her; it just came up to her and gave her the kiss of death, the fungus. And like I was watching it, I'm like, ooh, then she blew them all up with grenades. I was like, shit, like that made my skin crawl. I'm like, god damn. So I liked it that I really liked it that. Let me see what was next. So next is David and Ellie survive. Another thing I wish they had put into the TV show. I believe it was episode 8, where Ellie had to run for her life from David because David was trying to like basically make her his quote unquote pet or whatever. In the video game, there was a section where Ellie and David had to team up to survive against not a horde, but like a group of infected. Once again, like with the water section that I mentioned for episode 9, I feel like they should have added that in there too. That would have made the episode so much better. Like, it's things like these episodes I feel like are missing, that they could have added some way that would have made each and every episode, if it wasn't a 10, it was close to a 10, and that would have made it probably a 10 or closer to a 10. I feel like that section should have been added, but it was still a good episode overall. Gas mask. So I'm guessing for seeing the actor's face and everything, they did not have spores. In the video game, they had to have masks on to get through sections of wherever they was going, like buildings, because spores were around, and if you inhaled the spores, you would get infected and die. But in here, they decided to take that out, and instead of have spores, they had like vibration branches that if you if it's like a fresh fungus or branch or something like that with fungus in it, you step on it, it'll send a signal through the ground to the other infected, and they will know where you at. So that was a nice little twist, but I still feel like they should have had at least one episode with the mask. So I feel like that would add um, more stress, more danger to whatever episode they added in. And I mean, the branches thing brings more awareness, but I feel like the spores would be good too. Which I wonder, will they add that in season 2? Because they can still add it. They could be like time goes on, and now you don't got to worry about the fungus on the floor. You got to worry about the spores in the air. That would be a good ad. I would like that. Number 2, Bill and Frank. I loved it. I don't care what nobody says about how they feel about Bill and Frank, and we know what it is. I enjoyed the episode from beginning to end. I love that we got more in depth about Frank, more in depth about Bill, their relationship, how they survived up until the very end. Like, I enjoyed it. Yeah, in the game it was different, and yeah, I would have liked to see that. Not a lot of that, because the episode Bill and Frank was just good. I'm only saying that because if I never played the game, I would just be like, that was a great episode, changed nothing about it. But I played the game, so that's why I do have to say that. But Bill and Frank was great. And finally, I'm going to end this list with Sam's death. Not death, but death. Like, he was deaf. I felt like that was like, it made it more emotional. It really made that more emotional, because in the game, he's not deaf. He's just a little boy with his big brother trying to survive, just like Joel and Ellie is. But in the game, it's still there, but you get a better interaction with Sam and Ellie. She's trying to save him because he did get bitten. She has to talk to him and everything, tell him that it's gonna be okay. I'm immune. I could do this and that. Like, and then for him to die and everything. And then at the end, where she writes on his speaking tablet, talking about I'm sorry, because she thought she could have helped him, but he couldn't. It made that so much better, more emotional ties and growth for Ellie. And growth for Joel too, because Sam and Henry are basically the same as Joel and Ellie in a way, and that was just great. But with my 10 list that I gave, I'm gonna give the whole season overall 8 out of 10, because with all that being said, the pros outweigh the cons. The cons still has weight, but that's why it's not a 10 out of 10 season, but it's close, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. From the voice actors to the source material, the play-by-play from game to TV show, how everything was handled, the connections, the betrayals, the survival, the stress. Like, once again, one of the best video game adaptations ever. I would debate that with anybody. But with that being said, this is my review and summary of episode 9 and the season as a whole. I hope you all enjoyed my summary and review. Links to my socials are all down below. Please follow me on all those. Hit the bell to be notified when I go live. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Tell me what you liked about this. Tell me what you didn't like about it. What are your opinions on the season overall? What are you looking forward to for season 2? If you played the game since watching this, what do you think about the game versus the TV show? What do you think about the voice actresses in the game, actors in the game? What do you think about the actors and actresses in the TV show? Your opinions on Pedro, your opinions on Bella, your opinions on the voice actresses and actresses for Frank, Bill, Riley, Joe, Sarah, there we go, Sarah, Marlene. Like, what are your opinions? What are your opinions just about everything? Let me know. And I appreciate everybody that stuck to seeing my reviews all the way to the end, man. I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody's having a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good night. Thanks for spending your time with Tea Time, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.